Hello, and welcome to ORNA Inc. You should have already received your free ransomware playbook, but if not, you can go and download a copy at the link below in this short video. This is our gift to you, to give you insight as to what makes up a good ransomware playbook and hopefully have you thinking about additional playbooks you and your organisation may need in order to respond accordingly and in good time when you're hit with a cybersecurity incident. At ORNA, our IR teams, or incident response teams, are well practiced and highly experienced in supporting organisations get back to business as soon as possible once an attack is identified. During that period between identifying an incident and professional help being deployed to lead you, you need to know what to do both to support yourself, your business, but also the inbound teams, making their lives easier, having a log of actions so they don't duplicate unnecessary effort. Over the course of this short video, we will go over at a high level what is in the playbook and the main items to draw out and think about going forward. As we know, cybersecurity is full of acronyms and our playbooks are no different. So at the beginning we wanted to draw out the most pertinent ones to support you and understand the playbook. One of our aims at ORNA Inc. is to empower our customers to learn with us, understand their attack surface, what that means to them and what the various attack vectors are that they may face. Therefore, whenever you work in the ORNA platform, there will always be an easy to follow description of the task, why you're being asked to perform the action and what the outcome of the action is. For me, this is the most important part of the playbook, informing employees of their roles, their specific duties in remediating an incident, including the communication, escalation and reporting plans. The aim here is to make sure everybody within the organisation, first responder team, have the relevant information available to them, they are practiced in using the information and can act in a timely and effective manner. Okay, so if you think you have a ransomware attack going on within your organisation, you need to identify this and confirm that it is indeed a ransomware attack, as well as report it to the correct stakeholders both internally and externally. Ransomware is likely to be delivered via a phishing email and can be reported by an employee monitoring tools you employ, such as antivirus. Your in-house, using the ORNA model for this instance, first responder team need to be identified by either email or text message, allowing them to know that there is an incident and an incident management call is going to be put in place. If reported by an employee because they've noticed suspicious activity or a system working abnormally, you need to engage that individual and ask the questions seen here in the Identify Security Severity section. We need to preserve forensic data, secure artifacts such as malicious email. Make sure you have engaged through clear communications with internal and external parties such as General Counsel, Communications Leader, Insurance Provider, Law Enforcement, and if available, your National Cyber Security Authority, so for example the NCSC in the UK. Also be aware of the mandatory reporting requirements you may need to submit into the various regulators such as PCI DSS or HIPAA. Now we've identified the incident, we're going to look to contain the incident. By this point you are likely going to have professional support either remotely supporting you or on site within your organisation. However, you are still part of the process and the various individuals involved from your organisation who are practiced through previous simulation exercises, also known as tabletops, will need this section of the playbook to give adequate support. We want to contain the ransomware on target systems to prevent further spread of the damage. The high-level actions we can take are disconnect workstations from the network, block malicious artifacts such as IP addresses, and ensure all software across your digital estate is up to date. We've identified and contained the ransomware attack. We now need to move into the eradication phase, and some big decisions will need to be made, though you may know already what you are going to do. Are you going to pay the ransom? When met with the reality of the business impact, the decision, from our experience, is much harder to make. The FBI, along with the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, does not recommend paying the ransom. Why? because paying the ransom historically has not always guaranteed that all systems will be unencrypted. Ask yourselves, do you have backups of the encrypted data, and by restoring from backups, will you be able to operate as a business effectively? But also, is the encrypted data critical to your organization? How fast do you need to restore the encrypted data, and will your organization go out of business if you don't gain access again to that encrypted data? The answer to these questions may shape your senior stakeholders' decisions and should be communicated to them for them to make evidence-based decisions. If you are not paying, you need to look to rebuild those systems, identify and mitigate any vulnerabilities by running a variety of technical tests such as a vulnerability assessment, block and remove the ransomware email, and if the ransomware is delivered by a malicious website, block the website. So now let's start the recovery and get back to business as usual. We can do this by confirming systems are functioning normally, restoring all data from your backups, normalizing affected networks by restoring any suspended services across your organization. We're through. We've contained the incident and eradicated the ransomware so that everyone within the organization can begin to get back to normal work. But before we close this incident completely, we need to complete an incident report containing all details and activities. The purpose of this is to identify the gaps and development areas within your organization's processes and procedures, as well as your current incident response process, whereby adjustments can be made. We may look to establish additional preparation steps to resolve the incident more effectively, but also defensive controls such as employee cybersecurity awareness training to be more effective against specific methods of delivering ransomware. This report will then be published to the various stakeholders for feedback and owners of remediation actions identified and logged in your organization's risk register. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and we hope the playbook has been informative and useful in helping you look to develop a strong incident response procedure. For demos of our ORNA platform that takes this PDF and puts it along with a host of other playbooks and functionality into an interactive SOAR platform, please visit us at www.orna.app.